Unbeknownst to most people, basically in Germany, pretty much I purchased them. I bought all the land, like I say. I purchased them, their people, and I said, well, I mean, I literally created genetically my people, my own people. Like I said, I had 12 other races and some of the oldest races. And I literally genetically created my people and was very much attached to them. And basically, it goes back way, way back, millions, like 100 trillion years. But basically, I created them like genetically on the genetic structure way. And and basically, with Germany, I said, "You are mine," and basically, you know, asserted my right to them. And they said, "Okay." And then I led them, and they led to some great things. We mined deep underground, and me and the Germans, we worked very hard for everything we did. And then, like I said, realistically, the rest of the world was in chaos. So the rest of the world was basically just like out there, people milling around, wandering around, not really having any real direction to surviving. And I came up to them, and I was basically, well, not came up to them, but I mean, basically, those who knew me knew, we had a purpose. We were doing something. So, like I say, I basically, whenever other people would be lawless and basically, pretty much out there, you might get stabbed, you might not, but within my borders of Germany, I basically protected it. I was like, I put up guards and basically, they were mine. That was my country. I put up borders and basically for a very long time, no one entered my borders without, you know, being legitimate, all that other stuff. I got tired of all the people just doing whatever they wanted. I basically asserted my position as far as leader and lord, Lucifer. So anyway, so my people followed me, and it was like my tribe, and so basically, Japanese and other people would come into my country or into my land, and basically, they would work for me, and we would farm and everything else, and we did very well for ourselves. So, so it's just expanding out into the world and into the universe and stuff like that, and it gets kind of complicated and everything. But basically, Germany were, they're like, you are my people, and I genetically created them, all of them. So anyway, and they were bound to me basically, pretty much almost. So anyway, things get a little confusing as people basically attack me to try and take me down. But basically, even Japan, or China, is like, you are my people, and they said, we know. And they went out and they farmed and everything else like that, and we built, and I worked with other groups as well, the Indians and other people. And basically, everyone that was a part of my group, we had deep mines, we had protections, we had backup plans, we had, if this happens, that we do that. I was always very careful, and we always had very good testing. So basically, Germany was my country, and then we spread out, into the world. And then, I kept a lot of stuff for myself, but I wasn't exactly like a hoarder, I was just very careful with what I let out into the world. Like I said, a couple times in the past, I'd had cities, and these things. I've invested all this money and time and effort and people into the city, and then some group comes in and they kill off all my people. And it's like, my people are dead, and that's my fault because I led them astray. I suggested that it's okay to let them in, and then they do, and then they get killed over it, and it's like, well, that's my fault. You know, they're just doing what I said. So I had to be careful about what I said and what I wanted done. So anyway, so Germany goes to China, and we start doing things up there, and the Chinese get to know me really well, and they work really hard, and they know me and everything else like that. And we start doing the Chinaware and stuff like that. Like I said, I give them steam engines. I teach them how to do stuff just like with the Indians. We work together, and things are given and shared, and food's shared, and with loving compassion and caring and understanding, we move forward together, and we protect each other. So, so all my groups are basically together. My Germans because I tell the Germans, let's go help them, and stuff like that. Germany, I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, I took it over at some point in time, and basically they were I mean, some people might say slaves, but I mean, it's not really slaves when you're building your own house and farming your own fields and feeding your own children, and you have someone looking out for you and watching out for you. So it's a little bit different, and that's what LS and Lucifer Star. That's what I was. I was basically something. I had my people that I held and cared about very, 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 very dearly. And those people included the English and the Germans and the Chinese, and later on the Americans, which technically was Germany. Like I said, we were attacked pretty much. They wanted to kill us, so because we wouldn't let them do whatever they wanted. Rules and other stuff, and we don't want to die. So, and we have deep minds and stuff like that. So realistically, I was with Germany when we were bombed, and 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 Ireland and everything. And everybody loved me, and everyone cared, and everyone was fine with me leading. I mean, I know like at times it's like you must do this or whatever, but that's because I usually know something that other people don't. It's like if we don't do this, we're gonna die, or if we don't do this, people are gonna die. So people start learning real quick to basically do pretty much what I want and what I say, and things are okay. Like I say, when they come to bomb us, there's shelters and stuff, so a lot of people live. So, but of course, the air gets sucked out of some of the shelters, and some of the people die, unfortunately. So, but those are the cheaper shelters. Those aren't mine. Most of my shelters go down into the deep mines and stuff, so the air can get. And there's like blast doors where you can close it. That's what the blast doors are for. For air and stuff and things. Anyway, yeah. So Germany scientists basically goes to China, basically, and then China becomes the porcelain, kingdom pretty much, and because they're doing the work, but Germany invented it, and Germany finds because they're melting down all these rock samples. They take everything and they put it in the oven and get it up to like some really high temperatures, like 14,000 degrees and 15,000 degrees, and some really high temperatures, and then they discover all these things. It's like, okay, well, and then they know what kind of rock to look for, and then they go to China and we find it up there. Originally, it's a German, mine that they get that basically the Chinese are working with it. I'm not sure if the Chinese friendly like took it over or not, but basically, I hire them on, and we feed them. So usually there's a lot of love and compassion with my people because it's like my people are feeding people and we're not, it's food and money and other stuff, and things are getting better all the time. Like I say, by making life better constantly, people are happier and people love me. Part of being a leader, you got to stay on top of everything. And you got to look out and know what's going to happen before it does. And I did that. I anticipated everything. So mostly, there's only one time when they actually sucker punched me, and it was basically the Black Kingdom pretty much went. But I mean, I knew eventually it was only a matter of time before somebody like tried to take me down. So I mean, there had been other times in the past when things got a little thin, and one group attacked, and it's like, and I had to use another group to support. And that's kind of how my groups come together too, because it's like one of my groups is in trouble, and I have to use another group to go there and talk to them. And like I say, I tell my people, go talk to this group, tell them about this, and they'll help you. And so my one group goes and asks about that. And it's like I'm just calling in favors, from like thousands of years ago when I helped somebody, some great chief out survive or something like that. It's like I need you, and so my groups kind of bond together. Like one group goes to the Indians and it's like blah 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 blah, and they're like, oh okay, yeah, okay. So then they go help, and basically I'm grouping up all my people into one big group pretty much, because I know that basically all the black people are trying to do this race war and kill off all my tribe. My tribe is the white people and other stuff. I used to lead them, but they turned their back on me. So anyway, so then I was just with the white people, and the black people even try to pretend like they don't exist or something. And it's like I created you, so I know you exist. So anyway, and it's just that they were staying out of staying out of public view or staying out of view. So anyway,